Hey everybody, it's Oklahoma Lieutenant Governor coming to you with another episode of our A Look at Oklahoma CareerTech, talking to awesome kids around the state of Oklahoma that are doing really amazing work attending one of our world-class career tech centers. That's really the goal of this series, is introducing you to kids, working adults that are changing their lives and letting people know that there's multiple paths to a great career in Oklahoma. We love our colleges, but we love our career tech system just as much. And we need to be telling those stories. And today we certainly have a great individual, great Oklahoman that I'm looking forward to talking to. Today I'm joined by Kayla Crossen, a student at Francis Tuttle Technology Center in the 2D animation program. So where is Francis Tuttle Technology Center first off?
It's located in like the Edmond, Oklahoma area.
Okay, so you're an Edmond, Oklahoma girl.
hmm
Okay. And where did you go? Where were you in high school?
I graduated Edmond Memorial last year.
Okay, excellent, excellent. Okay. Well, so I kind of just jumped right into it, but tell us a little bit about yourself, where you are from. You told us your high school, but tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah. Born and raised in Edmond, Oklahoma. I've been, drawing for like years. It's a beloved hobby of mine. So I was really happy when I found out about the 2D animation program, so I could learn to do that more professionally.
How did you first hear about Francis Tuttle Technology Center?
So I actually heard about it like I think sophomore year. I did my sophomore year completely virtually, and I had some friends that were going to Francis Tuttle. They were doing, I think, computer science program as well as BSMA. And so I thought that sounded really cool. And so I actually joined Francis Tuttle first in the computer science program my junior year.
Okay. So it was all virtual sophomore year. Was this a COVID year? Some of it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what led you to enroll in the 2D animation program?
So I was just, I mean, like many high schoolers, having a difficult time deciding, like, sort of what I wanted to do with my life. I had like three main pathways. Computer science was one of them. And so I feel like I really checked off the box of, yeah, like I'm interested in computer science by doing the year of computer science. And then once I heard there was a 2D animation program, I was kind of like, whoa, I have to go there next. I have to see if I want to do this as a career or not. And I feel like the Career Tech School of Francis Tuttle was just a really good way to like figure out if I'm interested in that industry.
So what are your classes like? Again, when you say 2D animation, again, you liked drawing, but tell us a little bit of what those classes are like and what is 2D animation program.
So I really like my classes. We learn a lot of different artistic things that are really important to work in the industry. So we'll work with like the specific programs that are used, like the Adobe Photoshop suite, Toon Boom Storyboard and Toon Boom Harmony, which is great, and a few other programs. They have like Maya and Blender and that sort of thing that we learn with. A lot of industry specific things.
Yeah,
And the
I don't
class,
recognize any of those
yeah.
any of those terms. Yeah.
Yeah. The classes are like very self-paced and individualized. So we learn like in the first year, you'll learn a lot of like composition sort of things. Storyboarding, of course, very important. And then you'll get into like the actual 2D animation elements and with like VFX in After Effects.
Wow.
So a lot of stuff, but all very important to the industry. I feel
Yeah,
a
no
lot
doubt
of fun
about
to
it.
do because it's like creative projects.
So how long did the program take for you to complete the 2D animation program?
So the program's a 2 year program, and the first year you're learning like your general basics. And then in the second year, you specialize in one of three things. Either you go into like the motion design and VFX stuff, you go into more like 2D animation stuff, or you do more like illustration art and concept art.
Okay. And so that was your senior year when you specialized?
So my senior year was like my generalist year, and then
Gotcha.
I actually took a gap year this year in order to complete the program
Excellent.
and specialize in VFX.
Okay. All right. So you know your specialization. Okay. So tell me a little bit more about your instructors. I mean, that's a pretty specialized field. How are they preparing you to enter the workforce?
Yeah, so the entire program is basically set up around creating an artistic portfolio that shows, I mean, essentially like everything you've learned and created in class, your best work, so you can then show that to the industry professionals and like get a job.
That's awesome. So where, you've been involved in student organizations on campus as well. I mean, tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I'm involved in both the National Technological Honor Society as vice president and also Business Professionals of America.
Okay, that's great. So there's got to be competitions in this kind of field. Have you participated in any of those? And if so, what were those like?
Yes, my teacher told me about BPA having its very first 2D animation competition last year. So we formed a team in my class and I competed. We basically worked for 3 months to create a 2-minute, 30-second animation. It was a lot of work, but we got it done and we advanced to the interview round and then we advanced to nationals and got to set up a showcase booth to showcase our animation with like merchandise and themed everything basically. And then we won first, which was awesome.
Well, that is fantastic. So when did that take place?
That was last year, and I'm
Last
doing
year.
it again this
Okay.
year. Mhm.
Great. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I mean, bringing some awards back to Oklahoma. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So where are you now? You finished the program, completely finished?
Still working on it. I've
Got
got
it.
about 2, 3 months left.
Okay, so 2 or 3 months. You're almost there. What's that next step for you?
So for me, the next step is actually just going to be heading to college for a tangentially related degree in the engineering college. It's called Creative Design and Technology. And so I'm learning engineering concepts to basically create art projects. But I feel like both the certificate and this program are really going to help me like sort of widen the spread of jobs that I'll be able to get. And yeah.
Yeah. Well, there's no doubt about it. I mean, because again, we have a lot of kids. Again, this is a perfect example, a great story of creating a certificate program in high school. Certainly sets you apart even when you get to college, but further, it makes your resume even more impressive coming out of college. Or you get to college, you said, hey, you may say this isn't for me. You already have a certificate and you can already enter the workforce. I guess that's always something that you could choose to do. Yeah. Well, I mean, listen, Kayla, what would you say? It's kind of always one of the last questions who has asked people. What would you say to someone who is considering enrolling in Oklahoma Career Tech?
Definitely do it. I had an amazing time and I'm having an amazing time in this program. I feel like it's definitely worth it.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, it seems like it. No doubt, you get some amazing experience, but also amazing memories that you're going to have from all these competitions as well, going through in high school. So again, Kayla Crossen, the 2D animation program at the Francis Tuttle Technology Center, kind of right there in the Edmond area. If this program interests you, just call Kayla. She'll tell you. She'll tell you all about it. But Kayla, thank you so much for joining us and telling us again more about Oklahoma Career Tech. For those watching, I certainly appreciate you joining us for another episode of a look at Oklahoma's Career Tech. If you're looking to find your dream center, go to oklahoma.gov/career tech. Oklahoma.gov/career tech to learn how Career Tech can change your life and how you can get started.